Mr. Schilling, you have the floor for 5 minutes.
Well, good afternoon, members of the committee, and thank you for inviting me to speak to you today about the recent legislation that will harm our most valuable students. My name is Jason Schilling, president of the Alberta Teachers Association, representing over 46,000 public school teachers, and I'm joining you today from Edmonton, located on Treaty 6 territory. In my submission today, I may use the term gender diverse along with the acronym 2S LGBTQIA+ to recognize and affirm the wide range of gender identities, expressions, and family structures present in schools and classrooms across our province. Alberta's Education Act requires teachers to provide welcoming, caring, and inclusive environments that foster diversity and belonging for all students. Recent changes to legislation, however, undermine this mandate by compelling teachers to disclose students' gender identities without their permission. This new legislation is deeply harmful to gender diverse children and youth. Disclosing a student's gender identity to their parents and guardians without the student's consent can result in family rejection, abuse, or homelessness. Research shows 2S LGBTQIA+ youth are 4 times more likely than their peers to attempt suicide. In jurisdictions where similar legislation has passed, suicide attempts among trans and non-binary youth have increased by 72%. Recent Canadian research has found that up to 40% of homeless youth in Canada identifies gender diverse, with identity-based family conflict being a significant factor in their homelessness. These alarming statistics must serve as a wake-up call, not just for teachers and school leaders, but for the public and all levels of government. Gender diverse youth are already at significant risk, with their struggles already well known, and it's confounding that our provincial government is going out of its way to punch down on gender diverse youth. Instead, they should be investing in policies and programs to affirm and support the health and success of all students. Our gender diverse students know about the changes to this legislation. They know their pronouns and their chosen names could be revealed without their consent, and this significantly reduces their safety at school. My teaching colleagues and I are deeply concerned by these changes and fear that they will result in the erosion of trust between teachers and students. Trust is the foundation of a safe learning environment. Another concerning element to the recent legislation is the requirement for all parents to opt in for their children to participate in any discussions concerning human sexuality and gender identity. Previously, there was an opt-out option for parents. This new requirement does not address current problems. Instead, it causes a chilling effect that ultimately risks excluding students from vital conversations about identity, belonging, and sexual health. When teachers cannot discuss 2S LGBTQIA+ identities, it sends a message to gender diverse students that they should be ashamed of who they are, that they are a problem that needs to be fixed, ignored, or ushered back into the shadows. We want every student to know, especially those who identify as gender diverse or have family members who do, that we support them. Research shows an inclusive curriculum improves school climate and contributes to student belonging and success. Finally, I want to highlight the concerns about gender policies in school sports. Participation in extracurriculars provides students with a vital sense of belonging, helps them feel valued, and fosters their personal growth and confidence. Ensuring fair and inclusive access and participation is essential. Yet the Alberta government has enacted legislation that restricts access to these activities without providing the thoughtful and nuanced approach that is required. This legislation has already resulted in trans and non-binary youth withdrawing from school clubs and sports, which risks isolating them further. As a teacher for more than 25 years, I've supported countless students through challenging times. The first question I always ask them is, "Are you okay?" And sadly, in my career, I have students who are not, and I have lost several to suicide, and this breaks my heart. As educators, my colleagues and I are committed to ensuring that every student has the opportunity to thrive in an environment that celebrates their worth and potential. We must build a future where learning is not overshadowed by fear or rejection, but illuminated by compassion, acceptance, and opportunity. We are at a pivotal moment, and we need to ensure classrooms remain safe spaces for all students, that schools have the resources to support gender diverse students, their teachers, and their families. We can do better. We must do better, because if we do not, then we have failed our students, their teachers, and their families. And make no mistake, this legislation in Alberta will hurt our most vulnerable students and their families. It already has. It takes away their right to privacy. It has caused fear and uncertainty, and it undermines the very principles of inclusion, respect, and safety that our schools should stand for. I'm proud that the Alberta Teachers Association remains steadfast in its commitment to protecting the rights and the well-being of all students. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Schilling.